Okay, people, we are live and we are talking about the Snyder Cut. And we got a lot of topics to talk about. So we're going to get down to it. First of all, I am Christ, I am Disciple, aka Answer Philip. And if you want to join as a guest and talk with me about this topic, you guys can roll in, roll out as you so see fit. Feel free to do so. Uh, the link is in the chat area. Click on that. You'll come in as a guest and we'll talk. If you don't want to come in as a guest and just want to comment, no problem either. Okay. But we're going to talk about this stuff. We're definitely going to talk about it. So, first topic, as you can see scrolling across the screen, is Ben Affleck and reshoots, right? Because the scene that we saw in the trailer with Ben Affleck, with Ray Fisher, and with um, uh, Jared Leto, that scene was one in which was reshoots, right? They actually added that scene to the story to get some significance into the story. So Zack Snyder shot that recently. That means Ben Affleck was in shape. I remember we were seeing Ben Affleck kind of, he's a lot more optimistic, smiling a lot, and so on. I think I know why. Because, we saw him in the reshoots and he looked great. He looked in shape and everything, wearing the suit, putting back on the bat suit. What does that mean? What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Does that mean that Ben Affleck can probably be in shape and of age to do the Batman film? Is it possible that we will see Ben Affleck again in his own Batman movie? Is that what this is saying? You leave your comments in the comment section down below. Uh, do you think that Ben Affleck, I'm going to ask the question, Ben Affleck will be in a position to not only play the Batman role if necessary, but direct his own film? So I'm going to type that into the comment section. And I'm going to actually, what I'll do is, why I want to talk about this is because we're talking about the SnyderVerse, right? So that's why that has a significance, because the SnyderVerse, we knew Deathstroke was supposed to have his own film. Deathstroke was supposed to appear in Batman movie. Um, we know that David Ayer's cut kind of follows, would be a SnyderVerse sort of cut because it'd be a lot more serious movie. So that means Jared Leto would be seen in there. I do believe that Cyborg, or Ray Fisher, should I say, he would play a much more centralized, probably better role being Cyborg in the SnyderVerse. So that is why I'm speaking about this, because the next topic that we have here I want to talk to you guys about is the future of the Snyderverse. There are already movies that were on the pipeline. There were already movies that were supposed to be part of the Snyderverse. We were supposed to have in the Snyderverse, that is, we were supposed to have the Batman movie, the Deathstroke movie, right? Those were two movies that were supposed to happen. And then, of course, Cyborg hasn't gotten his movie yet. So we're supposed to have had a Cyborg movie. We'd have had the Flash movie in the Snyderverse, but apparently we're not going to have the Flash movie in the Snyderverse anymore. It looks like WB is going a different direction. As we all know, WB hasn't really been involved. WB Pictures, that is, hasn't really involved in the advertising for Zack Snyder's Justice League. On the contrary, it seems as if they are trying to push like Godzilla versus Kong more than anything to do with Zack Snyder's movie. But again, HBO Max, this movie is coming out as an original HBO Max film. So, as you know, the Warner Brother Pictures has already had their version of Justice League that supposedly was directed by Zack Snyder. I guess they're not trying to go back there. But it's really important and impactful that you guys as fans are pushing this movie. Tom Hockenberg, and we're going to talk about JunkieXL's music. It should be somewhere in here. Yes, JunkieXL score. Tom Hockenberg, he was very appreciative of us as fans. He said, you know, without you guys, this never would have been possible. He would have never gotten back to do the score. And what a fantastic job he's done on the score that he has there for Justice League. That score is now out. Let me find the name of the score right now. Tell you guys what the name is. Uh, right. So the score's name is The Crew at War. The score's name is The Crew at War Power, and it's an awesome score. Okay, I've heard it a number of times. Actually, I heard it before everybody else. Before it went on to Water Tower Music, it was on another site on YouTube. I bounced it up and really enjoyed listening to it. And I think I shared it with a couple of people, and then some other people shared it back with me. But JunkieXL is really responsible for the score for Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's a phenomenal score. It's a phenomenal score, right? You couldn't get better than this. By the way, I have my Release the Snyder Cut jersey on for this occasion. I'm really excited about this. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's like it's tremendous. While you know Warner Bros. Had put out, I think, Godzilla vs. Kong trailer same day with Zack Snyder's Justice League, which was on my birthday again. What a birthday gift! Even though they did that, really, Zack Snyder's Justice League had the day. Like hands down, it was just all about Zack Snyder's Justice League. And this week, even though things have kind of died down and people are not so much into it, I haven't looked at the numbers and figures for. I know that right now the trailer is somewhere around 16 million to about 18 million people have viewed that trailer. I mean, I've been viewing the trailer repeatedly anyway. But you know, it's just ridiculously getting views, and there's a lot of traction on Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's getting widespread. I've seen people widespread viewing the trailer of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and people who were, you know, opposed to Zack Snyder's Justice League are digging it. You know, some of the tough channels, you know, are digging Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is really cool to see so much acceptance for it. It's definitely going to be a hell of a thing. And once one of us can get their paws on it, it's going to be great. It really is going to be a phenomenal movie. It's going to be a phenomenal movie. But I want to talk about a couple things. So we kind of went through this really quickly. We went through the future of the SnyderVerse. Let's talk a little bit more about the future of the SnyderVerse for a minute. So what are we talking about when we talk about the future of the SnyderVerse? We're talking about some movies. First of all, the air cut. The air cut. Okay, when we talk about the future of the SnyderVerse, we have to start first with the air cut. What is already there? David Ayer's Suicide Squad needs justice done to it. And it was the sequel for Batman v Superman. And so I believe that to repair the damage done, David Ayer's Suicide Squad needs to get justice done to it. Because a lot of people say, you know, I dig the Jared Leto's Joker. It wasn't much in the film, but I dig the Jared Leto's Joker. I dig Jared Leto's Joker now as well. And I just believe that what David Ayer's vision for Joker, and even the rest of the Suicide Squad, and even the storyline, I think it was a lot more to the movie and a lot more exciting, and I wanted to see that. And we didn't get that opportunity. By the way, I think Film Golf has already covered this, but nonetheless, all of the cast and crew for Justice League have actually, you know, certified, and they have also promoted the movie, which is really great. Certified the trailer. So that's also good news. And then of course this is a pandemic, so that's another reason why Zack Snyder's Justice League is a big thing. All over the place. All over the place. Now let's talk a little bit about the future of the Snyderverse. So we know David Ayer, first of all, you know, his movie, The Air Cut, that's next. Now, it's also important to remember that Akira Battle Soldier, Battle Angel. That group has been working with us. Alita, sorry, Battle Angel. That group has been working with us, and it's worth us paying attention to that. Ricochet says, as All Might would say, I am here. All right, Ricochet. What's up, my dude? When you ready to pop in, you can pop in as a guest. You know, they have been instrumental as well, working along with us. And I do want to see a sequel to Alita Battle Angel. It's a damn good movie. And I want to see a sequel to it. And I think there are a lot of Alita Battle Angel fans out there who have been working along with the release of Snyder Cut fans. And they've really turned the tables on how everything went. And it must be noted that they are really great contributors to this. So I just want to give a shout out to Alita Battle Angel fans. But as Snyder Cut fans, you know, we want to see David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad come into eventuality. You know, I've heard some people say, you know, Zack Snyder is just going to be a cul-de-sac and that's going to be it. I just don't believe that. There's too much buzz around the film to start with. And already people outside of the Snyder Cut and the Snyder Cut supporters and the Snyder Cut movement have been supporting this movie and now are interested in this movie. Okay. So it's already gotten mainstream Hollywood buzz, and it's going to continue to gain traction and gain buzz no matter. Some people, they don't have the accurate accounts. They don't even know what's going on. They think that Zack Snyder redid the film or something. But at the end of the day, we know what Zack Snyder's film is. We know the true story. And so now it's up to us to ensure that future is a strong one and a productive one. Shout out to Pick of Shades in the building. Hey, what's up, my brother?
It's pretty much the same as from last time.
All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, you know, I see that you're doing another project. I'm hoping that you're finished with it so I can go check it out. Shout out to everybody. If nobody knows who Pick of Shades is, now you're going to know. Tell them where they can find you on YouTube.
Yeah, just look for my name. It's Pick of Shades. It says
Pick of Shades. I'm going to put it in the comment section down below. Or you could see his name actually in the comments down below or at the side or wherever it is on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. I made another music video for the Snyder Cut.
You made a music video?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
It was just now did. It just posted before joining here. And good thing that we got 2 trailers for it now, because when I did that previous one with Lordi's Hard Rock Hallelujah, it was just 1 trailer and I had to reuse so many different scenes. But now that I had 2 trailers, that it was much easier to put this here, this here, this here, this here, this here. So much less repetition.
Nice. Well, now we come to the part. Oh no, let me continue. So we're talking about the future of the SnyderVerse. So I left a question down in the comment section you can check out, and let me hear what you think about Ben Affleck. Do you think that Ben Affleck will return to his own movie in the SnyderVerse? Because we're talking about the future of the SnyderVerse right now. What do you think, Pikachu?
If he is, then he would need all the support he could get. For
you know why I said that, though? You know, he did the reshoots for the nightmare scene. So that's why I'm saying he's very capable of doing that movie. And you remember, Deathstroke's going to be the nightmare scene.
Deathstroke's
going to be that movie.
I played
Joker was in the Joker was in the nightmare scene. Joker's a part of the Bat family, so I'm just saying. What do you think?
Yeah, that kind of thing. That he was capable of coming over to it, but there was also the thing that what kind of shape did his script that he had been working on leave when he left on it? That's
so
something
Jay Oliver said the story and the screenplay for Ben Affleck's
was it done?
It's crazy.
Yeah, but was it done? Was
Crazy.
it,
Apparently, it was done. Yes.
yeah, okay. In that case, it it would just be a case of him and some production companies that he would have to do it. And a couple of days ago, I played with this idea that if Joe Manganiello is as willing to play Deathstroke as he is, then he should also give as much support into the production and like they're gonna be playing the protagonist and the antagonist, him and Affleck. So
Maybe.
he would have to also put all the might he would want to be in it and give Affleck all the support in making the movie happen. Not just show up and be Deathstroke in his scenes, but also be show that same camaraderie that was in the Justice League filmings in 2016, not the one in 2017, but that same thing that we saw in the Jason Momoa's was social media post when he was in
Right.
Iceland with Ben Affleck, that kind of thing,
Right.
that same
Yeah.
camaraderie and and partnership that has to be in the production of the film. They need
Yeah.
to make it so that it's
I think.
done with Ben Affleck staying as healthy as he was when he came back, and not as he ended up with when the Justice League
Right.
reshoots ended.
Right. But you do understand why he was depressed, right? It was because he was under pressure from Warner Brothers
Yeah,
with the Batfleck movie, and then on top of that, the
yeah,
nonsense that was going on with Justice League, would drive anybody to drink. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But I would say this: there a couple of things. I mean, people lost their minds. You remember when Deathstroke appeared on Twitter? When Ben Affleck posted that stuff on Twitter, people lost
yeah,
their minds, right?
yeah,
I've lost my mind with the Zack Snyder trailers, but people lost their minds when Joe Manganiello appeared, and then we had him as a kind of lame scene in that Whedonized version of Justice League. I'm not saying it was terrible. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't awful. I mean, I
it's
was
kind of
still.
a
I mean, I don't watch MCU films, right? No disrespect to the MCU,
yeah,
and I haven't watched Justice League since, and I probably won't ever again. But the point is, it was tolerable. Okay, it was tolerable. I got some enjoyment. I watched it 10 times in the cinema. I tried to really support it, not knowing that Warner Brothers had shafted. Really, I bought into everything. I believe in Warner Brothers down to the end.
yeah.
Um,
I can think about that too. I
but
did rewatch it recently just to get the proper grasp in understanding how bad it really was, and then just watching
right,
like Amy Adams' hair. One thing I appreciate in women and how is in the beauty of women is also how their hair is done. That's one factor that I really have my eyes on when I come across someone,
okay,
and that's
right,
like when you look at Amy Adams in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, that she is as stunning, but also as you could say a mature, attractive woman is. But in the
right,
in the Justice League movie, she was like, "Who? What the hell happened to her hair?" It was like
right,
it's like it had been mellowed and the color had been like drained and there was still that red shade that or auburn shade that she had in the previous movies, but it's like it had been drained out from it. That's something that
right,
really made it. And then there was the Ben Affleck's and the Ezra Miller's first scene.
right.
That was like the reshoots were kind of obvious when at the later part of their scene where kind of like Ben Affleck's hair was suddenly was in a you could see the difference in his hair and then in his
Right,
well basically how the 5 o'clock shadow on his face was pretty much
right,
gone or the makeup how was it was done with his face and then Ezra Miller's how he was in the posture like this and then he was somehow like this the position of him
right,
that he was standing
right.
those things
Well, those
those are something
reshoots.
really
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah, reshoots. Well, my thing though, just trying to stay focused on Ben Affleck is
Not
I
trying to
think
get
that
low
Ben
shots.
Affleck would do a great job in terms of uh doing his own movie. I could tell this guy is very passionate about it, and he seems very happy these days. He seems a very happy guy, and I think
Yeah.
the fact that he looks so happy must be because there's probably a possibility, a door opening for him to do the Batman movie that he wanted to do, that's what I want to see. I would love to see that. I think all the fans would love it, because he's a hell of a Batman. He's
Yeah,
a hell
I
of a
have
director.
something to say about that when we get to the part 5 of my BVS review too, also about how I have come to understand the plans for his character, where he's supposed to go from Batman v Superman to Justice League to his own solo movie, and then to the later
Right,
Justice League movies. I have something to say about
right.
that in that video.
And I believe that's the best way for him to pass the baton as well. Like that movie could be one in which, Batman passes the torch to another Batman. You know what I'm saying? I could see that being a much
Maybe or
more
maybe not. Okay, this is something I haven't written down yet, but my understanding somehow is that Zack Snyder's after Zack Snyder's 5 movie plan would have been done, they could have left the story and end it there. It wouldn't have
right,
overstayed its welcome. It would have been a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then Warner Bros. Would have been free to reboot and start, then bring in the new actors, because
right,
these people have had already by that point given the best they had. Not to say
right,
that they would be bad going forward, but if it overstood its welcome, it would have ended up basically. Well, just like you, I haven't watched Marvel movies either after Civil War.
right,
But basically, how they have now reached a point where the era ended. It's not over. They're going over. They're going forward with it again and again with something. Who's asking for those? What's coming next?
right. But my thing is this. My thing is, even if Zack Snyder, continues on and does the 5-part trilogy, whatever, and obviously Batman dies in the end, right? We all know he dies. But my thing is, before he dies, maybe somewhere in there, even in Zack Snyder's probably trilogy or whatever, 5-part series, somewhere in there, he could probably pass the torch on. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
think about this. Black
there's
Panther
also the
died in Black Panther died in was it
real life.
Infinity War or something like that, right? But there's going to be another Black Panther, right? And literally, the actor who played Black Panther died, right? So there's going to be another Black Panther.
Yeah,
And
they're gonna
similarly,
take his sister's gonna take the mantle probably, or maybe they're gonna follow Christopher Priest's run and make Martin
no,
Freeman
I
become
think
Black Panther.
no, they'll have a Black Panther. But my point anyway is this: that passing the torch is a very important thing, and I think that for Ben to pass the torch to somebody else. Now, Robert Pattinson, he's going to do a hell of a job, right? We know that Batman flick by what's his name, Matt Reeves. It's going to be a good movie, right?
Yeah,
We expect that. Matt Reeves is an excellent director. The only thing I'm saying is, it's sad that Ben Affleck couldn't pass the torch to. I know they're not connected universes. Couldn't pass the
yes, I
touch to
know.
Robert Pattinson because I could have seen Robert Pattinson being like the advanced version of Batman. The new Batman that came out, the one that kind of has the suit. Have you seen the animated series with the old Batman and the younger Batman? When Batman gets old and he's sitting down with a cane and he's behind
Yes,
computers,
I
kind of
do
like
know that.
Alfred.
Unfortunately, that has not, in my opinion, it has not aged very well. There's the
Oh well, I love that. I loved that one as well.
yeah that
That
is,
was
but
I love that
considering
movie.
how the
Uh,
well in the DCU as we know by now, Dick Grayson is dead. He never became Nightwing. Jason Todd probably doesn't
no, it
exist.
wasn't
Tim
Dick
Drake doesn't
Grayson.
exist,
It
and
was
the rest of the Robins don't exist. So
no, no,
that's
no. My
and
point wasn't that. There's another guy. What was his name? They did an animated series where
yeah. Terry McGinnis, I know who that guy is.
Terry McGinnis, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
basically
more streamlined back.
that's probably have to be that guy because if Dick Grayson died and Jason Todd never became Robin and Tim never became Robin and well,
No, but the thing is,
what are the
what?
odds that during Ben Affleck's 20 years as Batman, he had some point met with Ra's al Ghul and had and had a son with Ra's al Ghul's daughter. What are the odds for that?
Anything's possible.
Basically, that's just Damian Wayne is
Anything's
something
possible.
that could be a thing.
I mean, the next Batman doesn't have to be his actual son, like Damian Wayne. It doesn't have to be Damian Wayne. It could be, anybody. But I'm just saying, though, because the law is huge, and remember, it's subject to interpretation, all that. But I'm just saying, I would love to see Ben Affleck out there doing his Batman movie. And you know what's so cool? Zack Snyder paid tribute to The Dark Knight Returns. What's the writer of The Dark Knight Returns? What's his name again?
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller with that that bat tank.
Yeah.
The bat tank, right? It was so awesome. And I could just see Ben Affleck taking that Batman to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, it would be see how it works on action and if it has some more. If it's not just a visual CGI creation and how it functions. That's seeing that also is something worth looking forward.
And there's a way to tell Batman's story because it doesn't have to be chronological. In fact, Ben Affleck doesn't even have to act as much. Ben Affleck could direct the film and have a younger actor play Batman, and he just be a segue into the younger actor, so we could see the past, the 20 years that Batman talked about fighting crime in Gotham. We could see that instead. So the way how it could be a segue for some younger actor to get like this big role of Batman. I mean, there's so many different ways to go, but the thing about it is, I can see this movie because remember the Nightmare Vision. We're going to see some more of that Nightmare Vision. We're going to see this alternate future, and that's featuring Ben Affleck because it's only from the view of Batman. So I mean, I can see a spin-off where Ben Affleck does X, Y, and Z and has his movie. I can see a Cyborg spin-off from this thing because we do know that Ray Fisher is going to be featured heavily in this movie. He's actually the heart of the movie. And I can also see, Joe Manganiello, see more importantly, and probably the one that can be done sooner, Jared Leto's Joker. It could lead people to have appetite to see the actual Suicide Squad that we're supposed to get, the Ayer cut. So I can see that definitely is probably the next thing that's going to be on the table. How soon it will be finished, probably next year or the year after. But David Ayer's cut, he has a cut of the movie as well. And the difference is he doesn't have to do all this as much special effects as, say, Zach had to do. So I can see the Ayer cut following the Snyder cut, no doubt about it. And that's part of the SnyderVerse, right? That's part of the SnyderVerse. That's not going to see the light of day with Warner Brother Pictures, but it definitely can see the light of day on HBO Max. So I'm just saying, you got Ayer cut, you got Ben Affleck's movie, you have supposed to have had a Deathstroke movie, supposed to have had a Cyborg movie, right? Plans changed with those two things. Why not have them on HBO Max? Those are direct follow-through films that can happen off of the Snyder cut, and we know this movie's huge, and we know a lot of people are going to see it. So that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about in the future. What are the things in the future of the SnyderVerse you think are real possibilities? You gave any thought to that?
Well,
not really.
Outside of the Flash movie is probably out because it's gonna be
that's going to be on Warner Bros. That's Warner Bros. Pictures.
Yeah, that's probably not going to work anymore.
Even though
the Green Lanterns are something that they probably could have done, but that's also something that HBO Max is going to do that, but that's not probably going to be in the same vein as the others.
Has the Flash started filming?
Something they reported yesterday.
They started filming?
Something that, or actually the director's wife posted something from a sound stage. I didn't see what. I just heard that something like that. What?
Okay. Because if they haven't started filming, it's very possible the Flash could be a SnyderVerse, end up being a SnyderVerse film, depending. how Zack Snyder's Justice League does. We know Warner Brother Pictures, the higher ups, the execs, they're not really rooting for this movie to do well. That's clear.
Mm.
They want to get rid of it. They don't want to think about it. But if this movie does well, which it would probably do, then that opens the door for, different directions. And we already see that Warner Brothers, they hired Greg Berlanti, and they hired him because, and you see the kind of Superman sort of CW Superman they're trying to
Yes,
embody.
something.
It's nowhere on the level of a Henry Cavill Superman. It's just not.
Yeah.
Okay. But for television, they're not doing bad. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing bad. They up their game. Because Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out. And after people see Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think they're going to have to up the game. But I'm just saying that they want Greg Berlanti to go across to Warner Brothers Pictures, try to do movies there. I get what Warner Brothers is trying to do. I just think that they're going about it all wrong. I think they should have committed to what Zack's vision was, and they would have taken the thumps early on, but it would have paid off. Justice League would have been a payoff for BVS and for Man of Steel. It definitely would have been the payoff.
Yeah,
but they
should have gone with the waterfall method.
Exactly. I mean, it literally, we see from the trailer, it's literally linked not just to Batman v Superman, but to Man of Steel. It's literally linked to those two films, right? And this is a movie with depth. You could tell Lewis and Clark's story is going to be a beautiful one. It's going to be sort of perilous. It's going to be, that. You already know this movie, that there's going to be a continuation of Lewis and Clark. And they have a Lewis and Superman television show, right? Right? They got this Lewis and Superman coming out there. And I'm like, y'all can't compete. You can't compete with Lewis and Clark of the DCEU. You can't. It's just so detailed.
Yeah, basically, because possibly when it comes to the CW's Superman and Lois, they basically introduced Superman as a, well, I don't know if it is too cruel to say, but as a comparison to Supergirl, so she could look better in comparison. And Lois basically just, I didn't watch the Elseworlds stories, but I skimmed through it with some clips, and my first impressions on their version of Lois is from they took the actor from the Grimm TV show,
right?
And basically, she also again just shows up to be at the last minute with some technological gun that would save Superman from what the villain is doing. Basically, just kind of like that.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah. But with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman and Clark and Lois, basically we saw how they met, and it's more believable that these two have a chemistry between together, because they have gone through those kind of things they were. And like I said in my Superman Man of Steel comparative review, the kind of the things that why I found it more believable is because we saw them go through things together, and basically when you go through like some of the things that those two did, then that mostly it goes through the shared experience world. And then there's the kind of thing that when it was much easier to say when I had it written down.
I got you. Loud and clear. You saying they went through the trials. I never forget in BVS.
Then we just and this is just to go that the CW just, this is the middle of it. They are together and gather by it and go and get along with it, and basically as it goes, just deal with it.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that, everything's kind of rushed in how they put together stuff. It's kind of like they were together, I'm saying this. Saying this. My thing is this, right? When I saw in BVS, Lewis, when you remember the ring? When Martha came in with the ring.
Yeah.
And she
that was
sweet. Because he's about to get married to her.
Yeah,
he's about to engage and get married.
A beautiful scene, because it was there was like no background noise, no score in it. That was kind of a beautiful scene when you look at it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Shout out to Damien and to Vincent. He says, "Good day, gentlemen. Junkie XL score is flames." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We talked about Junkie XL score. What do you think about? I know you think about it. It's flames. What do you think of the story of it? The score's name is. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Right. The score is The Crew at War Point. Not War Point. War Power. That's the name of the score. And if you guys haven't checked out the score, you need to go check out the score at Water Tower Music. Go check it out. Also share the score with as many people as possible. You know, it's a dope score. Damien and Vincent, I think you at work, right, bro? So I don't want to interrupt you too much, but
What
it's
was
an
the score
awesome
name?
thing.
I'm writing it for myself so I can listen to it later.
Hold on a second. Let me get it for you. Right. It's called The Crew at War Power. Or just go to Water Tower Music and you'll see it.
Crew at
War Power. War Power.
Oh yeah, okay, there it is. I'll watch it after this is done, or I'll listen.
Yeah, you can watch it right now if you want. I mean,
no,
I think
okay. As long as you don't get any scores in it.
This is all right with me, man. It's all right with me. I got copyright strike. I got copyright strike for what we're going to talk about next. But I'm going to talk about it in a minute.
I'm listening to it on the earbuds. Can you? Is it going over there?
Cool. No problem. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So yeah, we talked about Junkie XL score. Yeah, we talked about Junkie XL score before. Damien Anton Vincent. So I just want to ask you then. I'm gonna talk about what do you think that scene is? Because it's The Crew at War Power. So obviously the Justice League theme is in that score. Okay, and JunkieXL himself said if it wasn't for us as fans, we'd never have gotten this. He would have never been back on the job, etc., etc., etc. So, Damien and Vincent, what do you think about what scene that score will be a part of? Obviously, it's going to be something where the team is kind of coming together and so on. But do you think it's the fight scene inside of the you know, on the island where they first meet Steppenwolf? Do you think that's the scene we're talking about?
This could also be kind of like, now that I'm listening to it, it kind of sounds like this could also be like be the Flash's team. Like I could see the Flash running in high speed while everything else is standing still.
Right.
Like at least this part. Right. Okay, that there's the base.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I was listening to it. I think Sunday I was listening to it because I saw it Sunday, and then I listened to it yesterday afternoon, and then I think I listened to it last night. Damien Anton Vincent says he thinks it's the final act when they're fighting together. Maybe. I mean, we just guesstimating out here right now. We don't know. It's a 4-hour long movie, and there's a lot of score to score when you're scoring a 4-hour movie. So I can't really say. You know what I mean? I can't wait to hear Superman's theme, the revised Superman theme. I know it's gonna come. So that's gonna be really. We also asked Damien Anton Vincent, do you think that Ben Affleck will return to his own movie, the Batman movie that he was doing? Because we saw him also in Justice League. We know he went back for reshoots in Justice League because he had to be there to interface with the Joker. So Damien Anton Vincent, what do you think about that? The final act? Do you think not the final act? Sorry. Do you think that Ben Affleck will return to his own movie? I got some more questions for you guys, but as you can see here, Damien Anton Vincent, he's laughing. He ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing though, and you know that movie features Batman. You know, so we talked about the future of the SnyderVerse as well. You see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen there. Future of the Snyderverse. So we were talking about, possible movies, and we know for sure, for a fact, the David Ayer cut has to come out after the Snyder cut. That's next. That's almost done, right? So that's the next thing. Okay, let's talk about something else that I wanted to talk about. David Anthony Vincent thought it was a spoiler, but I'm not spoiling anything because I don't know. We're just guessing out there. We're just putting guesstimations out there. The death of Superman and the bell being rung, right? Now you guys saw the trailer where the trailer begins with Superman's death, which makes sense. If you do recall, Man of Steel ended with the big Black Zero event between Superman and Zod, and we revisited in the beginning of BVS the fight between Superman and Zod. David Anton Vincent just said, "Pick your shades, I feel you, my brother." And so now we're realizing that Justice League is going to begin with the death of Superman somewhere in the beginning. And of course, BVS ended with the death of Superman. Now, what's interesting is I put out on YouTube and I also put out on Twitter. I noticed by putting both scenes back to back, putting the scene of Superman dying when Doomsday pulls out his sort of spear-like hand, bony spear-like structure from Superman. Superman yells out. He yells out 3 times, very rapidly. But Doomsday at the same time, he has an energy blast. That is to say, energy is released from him, and we see the energy shoot upwards, just like what happened when he recharged down on Earth after he had hurtled down onto the island from space that was uninhabited. He again did that. He blew up, and a beam of energy shot out from the ground and went straight up into the sky. And we don't know how far that beam of energy went, right? And that's very interesting because the same thing happened with Superman, but a beam of energy also came out through his gut where he had got punctured. It also blew out to the front. Now he was holding Superman in his left hand, Superman like a little toy. And Superman at the same time when that happened, when he pulled the thing out and so Doomsday didn't yell out. Doomsday just shut out an energy blast, right? Whereas Superman, he yelled out. Now, why is that interesting? And this is what I want to ask you guys. So I saw the first clip from BVS where you didn't really see a lot of Superman there until Doomsday fell to the ground. And as he's falling to the ground, we saw Superman in his hand and he fell with him. But the point is, Superman yelled out. Now, he yelled out 3 times, right? He yelled out 3 times. Now, in the Justice League segment, when we look at it, the 3 times he yelled was slowed down, right? Everything slowed down. So we were seeing the energy blast and all the energy around him. And we saw that, it's like the moment where he was frozen in space and he yelled, "Ah, right?" But instead, we get it nice and slow. And we see like the air, like it's the air, the pressure against the air compacting and the air's going as waves outward, like circular waves, right? Now, in the narration, of course, Lex Luthor talks about God being dead, and he explains that at the point where God is being dead, the bell has already been rung, and it's heard among the stars. Now, this is not the first time that Superman did something where people among the stars heard him, right? Remember General Zod, Kryptonian, millions and millions of miles away, somewhere in some other stratosphere or galaxy, got the beacon when Superman triggered the beacon of the mothership. And when Superman triggered the beacon of the mothership by putting his key into the mothership, that signal was sent to General Zod, and they were able to pinpoint his location. So this is not the first time Superman has done an intergalactic signal. Now, in his death, Superman also sent an intergalactic signal. The question is, how did that signal was sent? That's the question. Did it have anything to do with Doomsday? Did it have anything to do with the mother boxes? Did he just have an energized scream because there's so much energy around him, an energy field. In fact, how did Superman even die? A lot of people thought Superman died because he got impaled, but obviously he was still alive to be able to impale Doomsday even more and completely kill him. And remember, Doomsday didn't impale Superman all the way through his back. He only impaled him through the front. So the question is, did Superman die because he was impaled, or did he die because of the energy blast from Doomsday and the fallout of the energy blast that went straight into his body? Which one was it? And did it energize him to make a scream that could be heard across the universe? These are all questions that are possible answers, which we do not have. So once again, I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to hear you guys' different views. David Atterbury says, oh, you're bordering on sequel territory with Brainiac, probably. Hey, yes, I don't know what that means. You would have to explain yourself, David Atterbury, because I don't know what that means. But I do know
Not probably
one thing.
Brainiac, but maybe.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does he mean by that? Because I don't understand.
Brainiac is a Superman villain.
I know. Okay. So what does that mean?
Brainiac is an alien from Kolu.
Yes, I know.
Also known as the Collector and those things, kind of, but something, probably something like that. But
no,
I
but
figured, but I don't know about that.
Brainiac was able to locate Superman that way or something. What
I don't know, but maybe the scream when he was dying came from the fact that first he was stabbed to the chest, and then had to himself needed to push it even deeper to his own chest while pushing the spear into Doomsday Clone's chest, and then it was out. The scream probably came from the when it was.
Yeah, we know he died because Doomsday pulled out the.
Yeah. But you were comparing with the point and moment where he was screaming, and the trailer shows that the spike is not that Doomsday's clone spike is no longer in his chest. We see the hole in his chest.
Yeah, I saw that.
That
right.
was it. The pain and the scream that was heard that came from when it was pulled out.
Yeah, I understand that. What I'm saying is, first of all, Superman screamed when Doomsday punctured him, right, with the bony chest, and then it didn't go all the way through him. But in order for him to impale Doomsday, he actually pushed himself further into Doomsday's spike to stab Doomsday completely, right, all the way through, right. So that's understood. Now, after Doomsday was stabbed all the way through, that's when Doomsday pulled the spike out because he was in pain. So he pulled the spike out. As he pulled the spike out, Superman pulled his spike out. He couldn't help it because Doomsday literally moved Superman out the way. So Doomsday himself, the spike. But when the spike came out of Doomsday, what happened? Energy blew out of Doomsday.
The spear was still in Doomsday when he fell down.
No.
Huh.
Whatever, I don't know. But energy came out of his mouth. Energy came out of his eyes. Energy came out of his chest. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe there was a spike still inside of him. I don't know. But I do know energy came out of him. A tremendous amount of energy. And remember, Superman's skin is tough, but Superman's insides are not tough, right? Like that. So just getting that energy, that tremendous energy blast, right? And then, of course, Doomsday, his head was straight up in the air. And he just shot energy way up into the sky. God knows how far that one thing went. Could have gone as far as light goes, right? So I'm asking, do you guys think that it is that the Kryptonians knew about? No. Most of the Kryptonians were in the. They were sucked into the. I guess the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
Right. So they were sucked into the Phantom Zone, so they wouldn't see him. They're in another dimension, but other sentient beings. Because that was an epic event. And Doomsday did it twice. Doomsday did it twice. Doomsday blew out a shot straight up into the sky when he crashed on the island. And then he did it again. And the question is, how far does that energy beam go? That's another question before it dissipates. So it's like all these questions. And remember, this is not Doomsday, right? Doomsday doesn't really
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
It was a
one. This is a
Doomsday
Lex.
clone. You can buy. You can
Right. This is
if you have seen the fourth part of my BBS review, I just refer to it as a Doomsday clone.
right. So he wasn't even a Doomsday clone. It was really a clone of General Zod,
Yeah, it was
Jew
General
Zod.
Zod. It was a reanimated
The
General Zod. Who
process,
was as
the
a yeah.
process, the process was a cloning process to make a Doomsday. It's
Mm,
not the Doomsday, right? So
yeah.
and Zack Snyder, I think, clarified that. Damien Antovis says maybe he could pick up the trail of the energy where it originated on Earth. This is what I'm saying, because I don't know if it's Doomsday that actually brought their attention to the fact that Superman died, or if it's the mother boxes and Doomsday and Superman, those three things in one. Because when Lex Luthor speaks to Batman, he says ding 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 ding.
Mm,
Ding, 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 ding. We all know mother boxes go ping, 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 ping,
yeah, I
right?
brought that up too.
So all of that is interesting. And then on top of that, remember, Lex was right there inside of the archives of the Kryptonian ship where Cyborg will be, where Cyborg will
Mm,
find out about Darkseid, right? Because we saw it in the trailer. We saw there was a mash together. I thought you guys would be confused by two things. One, what we saw when we saw the Flash running behind Cyborg wasn't Flash running behind Cyborg to save him from the mother box. No, that was in the ship. Flash was running to generate the energy to charge the mother box to make Superman come back. But they needed, it was probably more elaborate than what Joss Whedon did. And that's what you were seeing. You were seeing the Flash running by Cyborg, and we were seeing Cyborg who was holding the Kryptonian ship controls, and it was downloading into him. And obviously, Cyborg, that's when he gets the nightmare vision and he sees Doomsday sitting on a chair, right? You guys know that from the Zack Snyder storyboarding that Zack Snyder does. That's supposed to happen. All right. So we know Cyborg has a number of times in this movie where
I'm excited to show you the first official trailer.
Just looking for.
that's you.
Just checking
That's
a
you on
comment I
YouTube.
left or something. Just checking a comment on something I was posted. Keep
So
going.
Lex Luthor, he's able to discover that that Steppenwolf. That's how he knows about Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf, he knows what the role of Steppenwolf is. He knows Steppenwolf's the next guy that's coming. He knows Steppenwolf's coming for the mother boxes. He knows there's a mother boxes on Earth. We know all of this from BVS, right? We know all of this from BVS, right? The deleted scene in BVS, which actually is part of the ultimate cut, so it's not a deleted scene, right? So, Darkseid, not Doomsday. I don't even know what I'm talking about. What were we talking about? Did I say Doomsday? I meant Darkseid. So now we're going to see Darkseid, and I don't know if we'll see Darkseid instruct Steppenwolf, because I don't think that happened. Desaad was the one on that plaque, that stony plaque looking thing. You saw Desaad, the image of Desaad and some fire and shit, because you know Apocalypse is a fiery place. We saw Desaad on the stone thing speaking to Steppenwolf, and when Steppenwolf was saying, "My lord," right, this world will fall. He was talking to Desaad, right? Wasn't Dark?
Or maybe it was
No,
really
he was talking to Desaad. You know how I know it's Desaad? I looked at his hands. Desaad has small hands, skinny hands.
Yeah,
that was not
but
Darkseid.
the
That's
dialogue
Desaad.
could also, but the trailer's dialogue could still be edited so that some words are out of place, and maybe it started
Yeah,
as a
but
maybe it
start
started.
okay. Fair enough. But my point anyway is this. This is my major point. We saw him kneel before Desaad. He wasn't kneeling before Darkseid. Desaad's his boss, right? So I'm just saying. And usually Steppenwolf is said before to decide the tactical advantage and blah, 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 you know, because obviously Darkseid knows that the god is dead, the Kryptonian is dead. And now here's another thing. It means they know Kryptonians are a threat to them. That's another thing, because if we do remember the old trailer way back when in 2000 and whatever it was, 16, 17, whatever, where they said no Kryptonian, no Green Lanterns, no Kryptonian, this world will fall. Remember he said that.
It was
So
probably
they are
sometime.
very much aware that there are no Green Lanterns in that sector for whatever reason. And that's why I still think
No,
Zack
all
Snyder
knows.
may have some Green Lanterns show up in this movie. I'm still like, because I know we ain't seen all the characters. I know we haven't seen. It's 4 hours of movie. There's a lot more characters we have not seen. Zack Snyder not talking about it, keeping his lips sealed on that for a surprise for us. But I suspect that there are still Green Lanterns in this movie. And if Zack Snyder didn't alter anything from his movie, then I'm pretty sure there are Green Lanterns in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yalan Gur,
David
or who was
Antonucci
it?
says, yep, it was Desaad. Yep,
Yeah.
I know.
Yalan Gur, or who it was shown in the 2017 movie. Snyder said that it was a shot he had done, but it was not the Green Lantern he had put there. So Yalan Gur was probably something that they added late.
That's
Added
we didn't put that in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Damian Antonucci, man. Shout out to you, brother. I know you got things to do today. So when I looked at the trailer for there's a lot of things in that trailer, by the way. It's a lot of stuff. But I'm just going through this piece of thing where Superman died. As he was dying, when he cried out, kind of reminds me of, for those people who are Christians, Jesus when he said sabak sabachthani, right? When he cried, my God, why have you forsaken me? Right? It reminds me of that, because when Jesus cried out, the earth shook like an earthquake. And it's very interesting that there was a lady on Twitter who emulated that by when Superman cried out, the whole place started shaking around Gotham and even part of Metropolis. And she was like simulating this big earthquake happening. And I thought that was pretty epic, and everybody was laughing about it. But I thought it was epic in the sense that that would be what would happen if a super being or a god were to cry out in death, a death cry. That would happen, And then that epic fight in Gotham, in the Gotham City Harbor, that was epic. Like, there's a lot of damage, but there was a lot of earthquake stuff going on. The earth was shaking. It was epic. So, I think that somewhere in between those variables, somewhere is the truth. That is to say, I do believe it was such an epic fight, and it ended so epically that it's got to leave a mark in the universe and gets the attention of the sentient beings in the universe. You know what I'm saying? And so the other thing is, we don't even know if there were parademons on Earth, scouts on Earth. We don't even know that. Like, we don't know. There's a lot of stuff we don't know about this Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's kind of open-ended, and we will find out exactly what was going on Earth.
Yeah, just one more month.
Yeah, it's it's 31 days. Well, it's less than 31 days now. It's 30 days. It's a month. So yeah, man.
It's kind of sucks, and it's kind of weird that it has to be on a Thursday.
Well, I mean, I don't care. I just want to make sure I can see it, and I want to be there day one. So whatever it takes for me to get HBO Max and see it, I got to see it day one. And I think a lot of people are getting excited because everyone. You see, when you have a core base that's excited about a movie, everybody else gets on board and gets excited. So that's what's really, what this is all about. Now, let me go into one more thing because I'm going to wrap it up. But the first thing I want to say first is fans promoting the trailer teasers. Okay, so in one trailer teaser, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was when 2 days left. I think it was the 2 days left teaser. I may be wrong. Okay. In that teaser, we saw the red sky, the red dome. And we see, if you really were paying attention, you would notice, because it came really quickly and it left very quickly. It's the scene from what we saw in the theatrical trailer somewhat, where the Batwing, or the, what they call it? It wasn't the Bat, whatever the
Bat plane, or the
I forgot what the name.
Named it. There was a flying fox or something like
flying
that.
Fox, right. The flying fox. You see the flying fox clip the top of the place which Steppenwolf was created, and smashes through an opening in the red sort of dome thing that was being created, which we will find out more about that and how Steppenwolf built up this base where he was. And so he crashes through that, and I guess he's going to crash onto the ground or something. I don't know. And then the Batmobile comes sprinting out of that. But I thought that scene, we didn't see that scene. Of course, it couldn't cram everything from all of the teasers into the actual trailer, but that scene wasn't seen in the trailer, for those of you who didn't know. And why that's interesting is because I want you guys to think about this as fans. When we're going to be promoting this movie from now till the day when it comes out, and maybe even after, do use the trailer, but also try to find the teasers. On Twitter, you can just retweet the teasers, and then you can retweet the trailer. You choose to retweet it from Zack Snyder's page, or you can choose to retweet it from Zack Snyder's Justice League page, the Snyder Cut page. Either way, you can retweet it from them. By the way, JunkieXL score is also being shared by Ink to the People. Ink to the People is also doing it, and actually JunkieXL, and you can also buy it on Amazon. You could wait to get the whole entire thing, and then you could buy it from Amazon. It's better if we buy and support these things than just use free stuff. So where you can try to purchase it on Amazon or encourage other people to purchase it on Amazon. It's a really great track. You know, Warner Brothers is known for great composers.
Spotify.
Yes, it's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's on Amazon.com, and it's also on one more place. I can't remember the name of it right now. You guys know what it is, though. So why I say that is because we can use Twitter, we can use YouTube, we can use those things and start sharing with your friends on Messenger. You can start sharing with your friends on WhatsApp. You can start sharing with your friends on Twitch and so on. You can use the links to these videos and share it with people you know who would like entertainment and movies, and probably they're depressed during this time, because a lot of people have depression and problems in this season. So it's nice to share something with them so they can watch it.
Yep.
Got it?
There it is.
Perfect. There you go. By the way, I need to get an Ink to the People t-shirt as well. Zack Snyder Associate Producer t-shirt. I might not be able to get one free. I might have to purchase one, but I have to get one. And I'll hope to get one for you too, my friend, if I could. Or you could get one yourself, because I see you don't have one. You don't even have anything that has to do with the Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
you might have to make
just this from the beginning.
Yeah, the Man of Steel. Hey, that's good though. Yeah, I still got my release of Snyder Cut jersey, as you can see, but I need to get a better one.
What online stores sold those shirts, by the way?
No, I got this actually from Damien. Damien got it from a guy from the Middle East who sponsored him 2 t-shirts. This was one of them, and you can see the Snyder Cut members here. I don't know if you can see them. They all have the JL t-shirt. But don't worry, we'll try and get that all organized so we can all have a good old time down here. You know what I'm saying? All of us. We need to all have the same t-shirt, and when we're talking, we must have the Snyder Cut stuff. But you know, it's all in time. So this is some of the things you need to do. We need to promote the teasers. We need to share them, you know, with our friends, family, even with strangers who like movies. You go on your movie page groups and you say, hey, check this out. This is an upcoming movie. You know, so we can do that. And that's the way how, unfortunately for me, February 22nd, my ban is lifted on Facebook. But once that happens, I'm going to be posting, and I'm going to just open up a whole bunch of groups and go to different movie groups and things and just post it up so that people, you know, would check it out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying, well, you know, the trailer had a lot of common things or common scenes that we've seen before, and some people might be confused by that. And I doubt that, because obviously it was a movie Zach was working on. So you're going to see scenes which are familiar. Obviously, this is not the same movie.
Yeah, it's not.
No way.
It might be, but it's not on the whole thing.
It probably has like a big skeletal line that follows sort of like similar game plan, but not really. What are you doing? Oh, okay.
There's so much sitting. I just little.
Well, you can get up and stretch and move around, man.
Yeah, I'll probably after the stream is over, I'll go for a walk, for a few hour walk.
So that's basically everything I want to cover for right now. But I will be putting out some more short little bits. I did get flagged. I did get copyright flagged. So my movie's partially blocked. But if you can see it, tell me, because my last video is up somewhere inside of my playlist or whatever. You can check it out. I also have a playlist of all the reactions to Justice League so far. I put up a humongous playlist. You can go watch it if you want to. Also, in addition, I will be, as I said before, doing a trailer breakdown, but not. I don't want to, because everybody's covered a lot of stuff already. So it's stuff that people haven't covered. You know, there's like, for example, I'll give you an example of something I know people did not cover. So when you look at the Amazons, right? In the trailer that came out, we saw, you know, Lex Luthor was talking about, you know, Superman's the God is dead. And when he was saying the God is dead, we saw Hippolyta. We saw Hippolyta looking out, it seemed as at the sea, but it wasn't really that she was looking out at the sea. It's that you could see the temple being crushed and it's falling into the sea. And the reason why they were demolishing the temple was because they didn't want another entry point for more people, whether it's Darkseid and his minions or Granny Goodness and their minions, to come through that portal. Obviously, Steppenwolf had taken the mother box by that point. So they returned back to the site to deal with that. Of course, we also know that after Steppenwolf sliced that Amazon almost in half with his electromagnetic, it seems as though she started to convert into a parademon. Okay, and now we know another thing that I didn't hear a lot of people talking about. We know that these guys, they're wearing an exoskeleton suit on, but underneath they're creatures. So the parademons look more like locusts, but their exoskeleton, when they wear the exoskeleton suit, they have this mechanized suit, just like how Steppenwolf has, again, a mechanized suit, but underneath it, he's a creature. And we saw him when he was bowing to Desaad. You saw his suit coming down, right? And you would see, so he has a battle suit. And why that's interesting to me is because I thought that they were part machine, kind of cyborgic, but they're not. So what this means is that the material, the apocalyptic material that makes their suit, is very similar to Cyborg's cybernetics. And I thought that was very interesting.
They make a model, or just same model, different make same model, or
Cyborg will also be a newer
or something,
a newer revised version.
This is our trailer reaction playlist.
Which leads me to another thing: the conversions of the parademons may be the conversion of the parademons may be organic. They may turn into these creatures. Remember, you know, the anti-life equation makes you become a slave to Darkseid. So these parademons, they become just, you know, cult-like followers of Darkseid, right? Mindless cult-like followers of Darkseid, and they become these beasts. And now the question is, what really happens in the transfer? What I mean by that is, when Batman goes, we already know this stuff, so this is not spoilers. Batman goes into some dark place and he bounces into parademons in cocoons. Okay, now is it that the parademons are sleeping and they just put a cocoon around themselves? Is it that the parademons were being transformed? These are all good questions, because is that the complete transformative process? Obviously not. The parademons get suits. Where do they get their suits from, right? So there's a lot of questions that we still haven't had answered, and I'm really curious to see how this whole thing unfolds because of that.
Wasn't there something about the like in the Justice League New 52 storyline where they showed that and probably it was also inspired into the movie, that they took people so they could be converted and turned into parademons.
Yes, by using the anti-life equation.
Yeah, and basically Okay, that's something I am not actually.
The other thing I want to
Yeah, I
say
know
is
about the anti-love equation, but most things in the kind of the thing about the anti-love equation is still this, that New Genesis and Apocalypse are in a power struggle, but which is now in a stalemate. And the only thing that has not tipped the scales for Apocalypse or Genesis' favor is because Darkseid didn't have the anti-life equation yet. So if he has the anti-life equation, then the stalemate between the New Genesis and Apocalypse is what?
right. The other thing I want to say is we also know that the in Suicide Squad, it weren't supposed to be mindless eyes of forgot what her name is, whatever her name is. It was supposed to be
Enchantress
Steppenwolf
and
coming
Incubus.
down, and Steppenwolf was supposed to control whatever her name is. I can't remember her name now.
Enchantress.
And people were supposed to. You saw people were converting into these eyes. I think. I believe the people were supposed to convert into parodies. That's really what's supposed to happen in Suicide Squad. So it really makes sense when you think about it that way. But apparently that didn't work out. So we'll see how everything pans out in the end. And of course, we didn't see the conversion either. And we probably will see the conversion in Zack Snyder's Justice League, kind of horrific conversion, as well as we may see also the horrific conversion in Suicide Squad if David Ayer gets his cut that he's supposed to get. So all of that is coming down the pike. You know what I mean? And it's very exciting, like I said before, because when you think about what I like about Zack Snyder's movies is, you know, you get a lot more in him and a lot more stuff going on in them. So anyway, so Death of Superman, bell being rung. We'll find out exactly what that means. The payoff will really happen in, I think, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we'll know a little bit more about how this whole thing spans out, because it's a lot more than meets the eye that he was about to do. So I'm very excited about that. Also, I heard there's a 4-hour cut of Batman v Superman where there's more material in there, and I would love to see that as well. So anything that has more to do with Zack Snyder, I'm happy for. And that's for people saying it's a 4-hour movie.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
hopefully that 4-hour part includes the part where Luthor says that it obeys only me about when he introduces the Doomsday Clone to Superman, and that to explain why he took his own blood into it. That line should be there. And when as you probably saw in my unbiased review, there was I brought up that that Lois just realizes that Clark can't see through lead, but we haven't seen any examples of it in either Man of Steel or BVS. So an example of that, if it's in that longer version, that would be something that helps the narrative.
Right.
And also
I think that was everybody knows though that Superman can't see through lead though. This is like something.
Yes, but for the sake of the narrative, as I said in my video, for the sake of the narrative, it would have been important for us to see it too for that version of the character.
Right.
Also, kind of. Also,
here's the question
and there's also the how Luthor came up with the knowledge that Clark Kent is Superman, because I gave I gave the example of gathering facts and then pointing at Clark Kent, and how the comic book Luthor had the ego to say to refuse the truth related by the facts, but while Eisenberg's Luthor didn't have that same ego. And yeah.
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that maybe there is an incident where he did not see through lead, but we just never thought about it.
Yeah. Some kind of narrative example would be appreciated.
Yeah, but I'm just saying maybe he did before. What I also want to know is Supergirl. Anyway, let me leave that out. I ain't gonna say no more. Yeah. So So we knew that there was supposed to have been a Brainiac in BVS. They had concept drawings and stuff, and
Metallo.
Metallo, yeah, not Brainiac. Sorry, Metallo. Sorry, my bad. Metallo was going to be the guy who said, "You're the boss, boss." The guy with his 2 feet cut off. he was supposed to be yeah, he was supposed to be Metallo. Anyway, that's basically it for now. There was a lot more I wanted to talk about, but I'm gonna wrap it up right here and now. It was great talking with you again, Pick of Shades. Looking forward to your videos. Do check out my
go watch
videos
it.
as well.
It's up there
Yeah,
now.
and
If you're a Sabaton fan and if you know the Last Stand song they done, that's
yeah, man. I think we covered everything here. Now, the next time I'm gonna stream, you guys will get a heads up about 20 minutes before, so you guys will know because I'm going to be streaming a little bit more often. So, on that note, though, shout out again to Pick of Shades. If you guys don't know Pick of Shades and his channel, check out his channel. His channel is Pick of Shades on YouTube, and you can also find Pick of Shades as Pick of Shades on Twitter. And me, you can find me as APGM42 on Twitter. And of course, here I'm Christ as a Disciple, but you find me by typing in Greg Monk Picks. So Greg Monk Picks is GREIGMONPICS. That's basically it, man. I'm wrapping it up right here and now, but I'm gonna catch you guys again later on this week. As for Pick of Shades and myself, we just bid you adieu. Have a great remaining week. Ta-ta.
and may your heart be your guiding key.
Yes, sir.